A while back I bought this Chinesium U bracket, and I hope it will help me make better handheld recordings for in my bicycle shit shows. So let's mount this old Panasonic G3 camera and try it out. I should have flipped out the screen. Oh, and this is a 30mm Sigma lens. Nor the lens or the body is stabilized. Unfortunately, the touchscreen on this camera is broken, so that makes it hard to set the focus point. So I'll try it out with the continuous autofocus, and later I'll try it with the single autofocus. This is with constant autofocus, and you could hear the focus motor hunt a bit. And this is with single autofocus. Unfortunately, the G3 camera records lots of noise, but I can easily edit that out. I've been playing with this setup for a bit, and to be honest, I have not really impressed myself. But I do have this Olympus camera, this one, and it has a stabilized body. Let's see if I can get better results with this camera body. And of course I will be using the same lens. Unfortunately, this setup doesn't have a flip out screen. It's difficult to watch the monitor and hold the camera this way, but I'm going to try it. The Olympus camera also records lots of noise. You can hear some chainsaws in the background of the Olympus recordings. To be honest, I'm not really impressed with this Olympus camera. I cannot see the screen when recording. It's kind of awkward to hold, and when I do start a recording, it also crops the screen a bit, maybe 5%. It's not a lot. I hope you can see it on the camera. I also tried out a smartphone, but that kinda sucks. But hey, at least it doesn't record a whole lot of noise. Now I could also try my Panasonic G6 camera, but that is more or less permanently mounted to a tripod. Well, I played a bit with both of these old cameras, and I shot them with the 30mm lens, of course. The results were more or less comparable. The image was a bit more stable with the Olympus because it has the in-body image stabilization. The overall video quality was probably a bit better with the Panasonic. Both of these cameras shoot in 30 frames per second, and that is not ideal for a country with a 50 Hz power grid. It is definitely easier to shoot handheld video with this old camera because of the flip out screen, but this camera doesn't have any in-body image stabilization. So as a final test, I want to shoot some handheld video with this kit lens that has Power OIS, optical image stabilization. Well, that result was better than I expected. This is only a kit lens, and at the same focal length as the Sigma lens, around 30mm, it should suck up a lot less light than the Sigma, and I expect the camera will have to bump up the ISO to get a decent exposure. I think the extra weight of this kit lens compared to that Sigma lens also played a role in stabilizing the handheld video recording. So let's see if I can add some extra weight to this thing. I took apart the U bracket to have a look on the inside, and I think that's an M6 nut. A M8 nut just barely fits in this slot here. Unfortunately, this slit here is only 5 millimeters wide, but a M8 bolt will fit in this cross section, just barely. So I think I will drill a hole into a piece of scraptonium and then use a bolt to hang this from the underside. This must be my lucky day, because look what I found. A nice piece of scraptonium with the correct size hole. I just need to countersink the head of this Allen head. Looks like there's already a boring bar set up on a lathe. It's been a while since I used this lathe. There's even some rust here. I should use more WD-40. The other side, because I want to face off this end, and I need to bore this hole out to 13 millimeter. Well, I don't feel like switching out tool bits, so let's try and face off this workpiece with a boring bar. I hope the pointy bit is still okay, but I think it is. Let's put some oil on the bearings, and I did need to fill up my oil can. Okay, that's enough. And now the other side. Alright. Now let's hope the frequency drive still works. Well, it's alive. So far so good. Run. Looks like we're in business. Oh, I kinda missed this sound. That's probably close enough. I need to go find my oil pot. I'll be right back. A little bit faster. Huh. That actually is better than I thought it would be. Alright, time to bore this out. The boring bar is not going to fit inside the hole, so first I will need to do a little bit of drilling. This is a 13 millimeter drill bit, and I need to drill maybe 8 or 9 millimeters deep. That's not enough. But that probably is. Yeah, that's going to work. And now I cannot get it out again. To be honest, it is probably not necessary to bore this out. But yeah, I said I was going to bore it out, so bore it out I will. Oops. That's probably good enough. Oh yeah, that's definitely good enough. Lovely. This is not a handheld shot, but it's on a tripod. And this pretty much concludes all of the lathe work I'm going to do this year. And just for fun, here's a close-up look. I guess that's not bad for a crapped out old lathe. And it fits. What more do you want? It's assembly time. And I can mount this in two positions. Like so, or like so. And that's how it should be, because the cross will line up with the cross on the bracket. But I think I'm going to move it this way. It really doesn't matter if that cross lines up. And I think this will be enough room for the camera. And the weight will sit more to the front. Not sure if that is a good idea, but this is what I'm going to try. Well, it turns out things don't fit in this position, so I guess I will have to line up the crosses. Doesn't matter. It's just a little experiment. Well, I'm not going to film screwing in all these 4 screws. Okay, now I need to get my Allen head spinner. Something's wrong. Come on. Start the thread. Come on. Well, it is starting. The knot is just turning. Just my luck. Well, I think I'm not going to capture this on camera, because this is turning out to be more difficult than I thought. Well, I got it apart again. Turns out, even with the help of a pair of needle pliers, I am not able to turn this nut. There's something wrong with this nut. That's better. Perhaps a bit of swarf got stuck on the thread when I tested this on the lathe. Assembly time again. Turning this knob might be a bit difficult because of that piece of Scraptonian. Alright, camera has been mounted, and as you can see, it's completely out of balance. So a nice base plate underneath here could be a good upgrade. Well, at least this way there is enough room to flip out the screen. Alright, I think it's time we try this thing. Maybe first on the bicycle and later on the lathe. Let's see how this goes. You know what? I think this is an improvement. Huh. It feels positive. But I guess the proof will be in the recording. And as you can probably see, I did not move the video light to the lathe. I guess it's late and I want to go to bed. Well, I don't know. Maybe with a bit more practice I might get the hang of it. Hopefully. Well, that's it for me. Time to end this shit show. Like, subscribe, yada yada yada, and to be continued.